Hello everybody, it's Dave from the Magical Toy Cupboard. Welcome along. If you're new to the channel, thanks for joining me and watching this video. If you are already subscribed and you like the content and you've been watching my content, much appreciated, thank you. Now, I just wanted to jump on here today and basically talk through 5 things you can do to increase your chances of having repeated customers. Now, in sales, in retail, in any form of job where you're selling things to the general public, what you want to do is build up a trust so that they're confident when they're buying from you that they're going to get a good service from start to finish. So from purchasing the item in the first place to, in the end, receiving the item and being happy with it. So there's 5 things that I make sure I do every single time that helps do this. And over the 6 years I've been selling full-time on eBay and Vinted, I have built up quite a few repeat customers that come back and buy regularly from me. Some weekly, some monthly, some every now and again throughout the year. And it's nice to see now that eBay have got a new feature that's been about, I think around for about the last couple of months or so, where if somebody buys off you and you click on their name, it tells you how many orders they've bought off you, and it tells you how much they've spent, which is good to keep track of. For one reason in particular, that when you are doing discounts and coupons and stuff like that, and you're sending them out, you can send targeted ones to those specific people who, say for example, they buy vintage comics off you normally. If you've got some vintage comics you've just picked up and you've just listed, drop them a coupon with 10-15% off just to those people, and it might make them look at your new stock and make a few purchases with that coupon that they might not normally would have done. Might not have looked at it for a couple of months and looked to see what stock he'd had on before. I thought, there's nothing on there that I need that I've been buying off this guy before. So it sort of prompts them. But anyway, let's get into it, because I said it was a short video. It's not going to be long. It's going to be 5 quick points on what I do to bring in repeat customers. So, number 1, when I send out anything on eBay, I don't do this on Vinted, I must admit, but on eBay particularly, I add in a compliment slip. So this compliment slip looks like this. Okay, so on there, basically, I've got the company logo, the Magical Toy Cupboard. I've got my Instagram, so if they want to follow. What I put on here is, thanks for your purchase. Please leave some feedback when satisfied with your item and contact me first with any issues. Now I do this because some people instantly jump to feedback and put negative feedback. Now, this might not be your fault. It might be something that's happened where you've sent an item out, it's turned up damaged because it's been damaged in transit. It might be something you've just not spotted. If you're selling vintage toys, for example, vintage comics, you make sure you go through the comics to see if there's any discrepancies, anything wrong with it. Same with the toy, if it's not working, there's an issue or whatever. But there'll be little things that you might not have picked up on sometime. We're not all perfect at the end of the day. We've all got our flaws. So I put that in there so that obviously if they have got something, rather than going, oh my God, this is a joke, I've paid for this, it doesn't even work, or there's some issue with it that wasn't mentioned in the description or whatever, they'll contact you first with that issue. And then that's been raised with you, and then you can deal with it as quickly as possible to get rectified, whether that be having it returned, giving them a partial refund or a full refund, because it'll be your mistake. But whatever it is, if it's not your mistake, it makes you aware of it, gives you an opportunity to look into that issue and get it resolved as quickly as possible. So I'll put that in there. And then I'll just put, follow me on eBay as a seller to see all the latest listings. I'll put that on there because every time you upload something, then they get like a little message or a little email just to say that this seller has uploaded X amount of new items, and it prompts them to maybe go and have a look if it's something that they've purchased before, that's something similar, or something they might be interested in. So I'll put that on there. Then they follow you as an eBay seller. You get your followers up as well on there, so that you've got more traction with views for when your stuff's getting uploaded. And then literally I'll just put follow on Instagram to get follower special discounts, many thanks. I'll put the company name, and that's that. That goes in the box, or the parcel, and then that hopefully then eradicates a lot of the problems that you might potentially get, messages that you might get where they're all angry or snotty or nasty, or they've just gone straight to negative feedback, and you could have just resolved it simple. It's something simple, basically, something easy. I'll give you one example before we move on to the next one. I sell a lot of Thomas Tank Engine trains, as you probably know if you've been watching my videos. If you haven't, go and check out my old videos, and if you're liking this content, like and subscribe. Appreciate that. Say for example, I've sent a train. I've had this happen loads of times, and some people, hang on a second, I've just been interrupted by the door. That's the postman come to collect my parcels. I'll be back in a tick. Apologies. So apologies for that. That's my parcels picked up. So yeah, what I was saying was, when sometimes I send a train out, I've had this happen before, I'll sometimes have a message saying, this train does not work. I've tried it, I've done this, that and the other, hasn't worked. Now, I've had people, right, literally flicking the switch, thinking this train's going to go with no batteries in. They've not even put any batteries in it. And they're just thinking, I've just sent it out with batteries in, it's going to work straight away. I do, a lot of the time, put batteries not supplied. Sometimes I don't. You're not really supposed to send stuff out in the post with batteries, to be honest with you. There's rules and regulations regarding that. Or they've put the batteries in the wrong way. I've had that one. They've put batteries in and it's not working. And what happens sometimes is the trains go idle. If they've been listed for ages, like, most of the time they'll fly out quick, like a couple of weeks. But some of them, if they're not desirable, they'll sit around for a month or so. And if they're sat there for a while, the motor goes idle, and all you need to do is just flip the switch a little bit, rub the wheels backwards and forwards, and generally that kick starts the motor and off they go. So I tell them that, and then that gets it working. Oh, thanks for that, didn't realise, blah, blah, blah. So that, eradicates that sort of thing, basically. It stops that. So point number 2 is quick dispatch, okay? So your handling time. Now, obviously, if you're doing this part-time, then, it's completely different, because if you've got a full-time job or a part-time job and you're doing it eBay part-time, Vinted part-time, whatever, you haven't got as much time as a full-time reseller. So dispatch times, you might want to set up a sort of 3 working days to give yourself a chance. But if you absolutely can, obviously with Vinted, I try and get the thing packed the same day if I can. If it's gone, like if it's sold on the night, I'm not going to start packing something on the night while I'm trying to relax and get to the shop. The shop will be shut anyway. But in the day, if a Vinted sale sells, I'll literally get that out, pack that straight up, take it to my shop. My shop's only literally 2-minute walk, so that's nice and easy. eBay, if it sells today, if I've got the item out, because I don't usually get everything out when I'm listing, if it's out, I'll sometimes pack that up so it can be picked up the next day. I have Royal Mail come and collect my parcels, as you've just heard. It's like an extra 30p charge. Have talked about this before. If you've got so many packed up and you've paid the 30p's on them, the next day when they're coming, if you've got some more parcels to add, you don't have to pay the 30p, just say add to today's collection, which is great. So packing your stuff up, getting it out quickly, helps bring in customers as well, because they think this is a quick service. I've ordered it, it's literally been dispatched within a day or two, because of Amazon now, people expect things like that, and it's difficult to do, obviously. Now, if you can get it out quickly, they've got the thing, they're happy with it. Again, like I say, when they want something like that again, or they're collecting the same sort of thing, they're like, oh, I want to order this. Oh no, I'll order from that guy because his service was brilliant. He got it packed up, quickly dispatched, and that's what people want. So that was point 2. Try and dispatch as quick as you can, when you can. Yeah, and I know it's difficult for some people if you've got other things going on, if you've got little children, we've got stuff on the night. Like I used to run a football team for my lad for about 6 years, and it's, you don't have as much time, but just try and get out as quick as you can. So point 3 was packing stuff properly. Might sound absolutely obvious and simple, but if you're gonna sell an item, especially if it's like something that's desirable, that's like, rare or it's breakable or whatever, and you literally just shove it in a box or anything, type it up, send it out. Great, I've dispatched that quick, I've got rid of that sale, all brilliant, I've got the money coming in. Gets there all damaged, smashed up, or someone will say, oh, I've ordered an annual. I had this when I first started. I was trying to get stuff out quick. I wasn't thinking anything other than getting the stuff out, and I cut corners. and it doesn't work for you. And I stopped all that early doors. I'd send an annual out sometimes in a eBay bag, and most of the time it'd be fine. Then you get someone message you, I've had this annual turn up, all the edges are all bumped, it's no good now, I'm going to return it. And then you've just wasted your time, you've lost some money because then you've got to pay for the postage back. So pack things properly. Like, I get all my cardboard boxes from my local shop, from Asda, from Matalan, anywhere like that. I just get a load of them. I don't pay for cardboard boxes, I don't pay for void fill. The only thing I pay for is tape, simple as that. Obviously the only other expense then in that terms is paper for my printer for the invoices. So if you're getting boxes for free, then when you're packing something up, try and get like the right size box. If you can't, put whatever it is in the box, and then get some of the other boxes, break them up, just put it down the sides, cover it up so it's not moving about, not bashing into things. If you've ever seen some of these courier guys loading vans up and looking for parcels, you'll know they have no respect for them parcels, trust me. They'll be kicking them around, throwing them around, trampling on them. So if you don't pack something properly, it's knackered, it's smashed up. It's not getting there in one piece, trust me. And it's, I say it's not their fault. I mean, they should really, not do that. But I've done delivery driving for years, and they put so many deliveries on you, so many collections. And if you do them quite quick and you get your route and you get into it and you do it well, they don't go, oh, I'll tell you what, here's a pay rise for doing that. They go, oh, he smashed that route, we'll put another 10 on him. And that's what they do. They're horrible. They don't care. You're just a stat, and they just keep loading more on. So these guys are under massive pressure, which is why you see some of them just put stuff on the side, take a photo and bugger off. We've had that happen loads of times, and I'm thinking, if someone sees that, they're just going to nick it. It's just sat on the side. Do you know what I mean? Opportunity thief, going to pick it up and it's going to go. So ultra important, you pack that stuff well, because again, someone's going to have got their stuff, they're going to be like, oh, do you know what, perfect, it's come perfect for me. He's took the time and effort to pack that up, so it's come to me in the condition I expect it to be, in the condition it was in the photos. So that's point 3. Point 4 is, again, you'd think it'd be obvious, but some of us ignore these things. Replying to questions. So, excuse me, I think I've got a cold coming on. So I basically, if I have a message and somebody says to me, I'm interested in this, is there any chance you can send me some more photos of this? Or is there any chance that, you've got this bundle of stuff, I'm interested in this one particular thing. I won't just ignore it. Sometimes I might not want to do what they're saying because it's not going to be viable for me to do. It's not going to be cost effective for me to do. But I do reply because I think it's courtesy. And if it's a returning customer, then I go out my way to do whatever it is. Because if they've been buying off me for months or years, if I don't do what they're asking, no matter how difficult it might be for me, put me out, they're gone then. They're like, oh, that's great. That's the sort of, what I get for being a loyal customer. I've been buying off this guy. I've asked him if he can do this for me. I'm not asking for anything major. And he ain't even replied to me. Do you know what I mean? Dismissed it. So try and reply to all the questions you get asked. You will get a few time wasters on Vinted asking stupid questions. You can generally tell they're just wasting your time and they're not going to buy it. I've noticed that on Vinted mainly. I don't notice it so much on eBay. A lot of dickheads on Vinted buying, I've noticed, asking stupid questions and then asking another stupid question when you answer that one. And you're thinking, look, do you want this or not? Because you're just wasting my time. But on eBay, repeat customers are golden to you. And this is what this video is all about. So just respond to them. It's only going to take you a couple of seconds and just try and help out best way you can. If you can accommodate what they're asking for, then do it. Again, it just keeps those people buying and buying and buying off you again. Last point is, again, this sounds absolutely stupidly obvious, accepting offers. Now, when someone sends you an offer, sometimes they're taking the mick, but they're just testing you, yeah? They've sent you an offer for something that was 25 quid. They've sent you an offer for 15 quid. They thought, okay, let's drop, 10 quid off it. Well, sometimes if it's old stock, I've made the profit, I've got my money back, made a load of profit on it, then I'll just accept it because it's getting it out the door at the end of the day. It probably doesn't owe me 25 quid. But what the point's going to be is, like I said, you can now see if you go into the customer's name, if they've bought off you before. So if they're a repeat customer, then all day long as they're not taking the absolute mick, I'll accept. Because again, if they've been buying loads of stuff off me, why not? Why not give them a little treat? Do you know what I mean? It's not costing you anything. You're still getting some money for it. I overprice a lot of my stuff anyway on certain things because I give some scope then for offers, rather than just putting it bang out at the price it is. If I've got quite a lot of stock that's worth a lot of money, and I normally get loads of money coming in from that stock anyway, I've got a bit more scope to be a bit more picky, you know, do you know what I mean? But if it's something that I've paid like, I don't know, 20 quid for, and there's about 300 quid profit in or something, and I do get these a lot. I've had one couple recently, if you watch my videos, then just take the offer, do you know what I mean? Just get out of the door. It's like, you don't need to be, if you've paid 20 quid for all of it and you've got the 20 quid and you've easily made loads of profit, why are you being picky? Just take the offer, get the money in so you can reinvest again. But especially if it's not a repeat customer, keep them happy, keep them sweet. They'll just keep coming back. That's what you want. Like I said, I've got loads of repeat customers that buy off me weekly, monthly. It's great. And, you know, I must admit, one time, this isn't on the list, but one time I started putting VIP customer things on the boxes and stuff like that, but I thought I was going over the top, to be honest with you. I don't know what I was doing there. I'm not really sure that they were getting it going, oh great, I'm a VIP customer, but it was just something else I tried, to be honest. So those are my 5 points. I hope that's been helpful. If it's not something you're already doing, consider it, because repeat customers, like I say, you know, just the last example before I finish, if you have an issue with your car, you take your car in to be serviced or to be fixed for a certain issue, and you take it into a garage and they go, right, that's going to cost you 300 quid. And you're like, okay. Now, if you've got plenty of time, you might go and get another quote somewhere else. But if you haven't, and you're like, okay, they're a mechanic, I'm trusting these guys know what they're talking about. Got, okay, off you pop, 300 quid, do the work, go pick the car up, and then you might be out for some drinks or got some family round chatting about, oh, how's your week? Yeah, I had to set my car in, blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, what's the matter with it? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. It was this, it cost 300 quid. And they're like, 300 quid? Bloody hell. We had that happen to our car, it was 150 or 200 or something. Or, you know, someone might say, oh, it's definitely not worth, it's not that. They've ripped you off. And you're like, oh, great. Well, what are you going to do? Next time your car needs something doing on it, you're going to take it back there? Of course you're not. You're not going to go back there, are you? You're never going to go back there again. Someone turns around to you and says, oh, I've got this issue in my car, or I need this doing, blah, blah, blah. Do you recommend anyone? You're not going to go, oh, yeah, I tell you what, go down the road to these guys. Basically, I paid 300 quid for something that was 150 quid's worth. They ripped me off. Yeah, get yourself down there. You're not, are you? You're going to warn them against it. You're going to warn everyone against it. Same as us. You know, if we're selling something and you won't give out a proper service, they're not going to come back to you. And that's my point, really. Someone does something good to your car, reservices it well, fixes it, and they're honest with their prices. You just keep going back. I've been going to the same garage now for about the last sort of 8 years, and they always look after you. And that's how they work. Do you know what I mean? There is garages that will just rip you off. So my point is, look after repeat customers. Look after all your customers, but repeat customers, that's where your bread and butter will be coming in a bit more, because they'll just keep coming back. And that's what we want. So anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video and you've got something out of it. Anything you want to ask about it, drop a comment and I'll answer it when I've got a bit of time. Like it if you've liked the video, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, check out my other videos if you haven't, because I've done some good videos. Some of them have got some good views, some of them haven't. I don't know why. I'm all new to this, so, you know, I'm not expecting, you know, to have all hundreds of thousands of views and this, that and the other. I'm just doing this, enjoying it, putting my content out. If you want to watch it, you do. If you don't, you don't. It's up to you at the end of the day. But I'd like to think you do. So anyway, you take it easy, guys. Dave, Magical Toy Club out. Catch you later.